a plank-filled eye. Keep your hand on your heart when the other's in a beehive. And better a broken heart than an empty chest. Keep your hand to the heavens when the other's in a hornet's nest. You just gotta keep your head straight and your hopes up and your heart right. Brother, keep your head straight, hopes up, heart right. Brother, will you hold on hope when you got nothing left? 'Cause there's a underwater city that's found if you just hold your breath. Back to the day that I die of a heart attack or something like that. I got you, so you just gotta keep your head straight and your hopes up and your heart right. Brother, keep your head straight, hopes up, heart right. Your head straight and your hopes up and your heart right. Brother, keep your head straight. Keep your hopes up and your heart right. No, you'll never have to fight alone. Yeah, there are bad days and real bad nights and pain right before your eyes. But for every inch of dark, there's a mile of light. For every inch of dark, there's a mile of light. You just gotta keep your head straight and your hopes up and your heart right. Brother, keep your head straight, hopes up, heart right. Head straight and your hopes up and your heart right. Brother, keep your head straight, hopes up, heart right. Head straight, hopes up, heart right. Look at me standing on this mountain top, surrounded by who you are and who I'm not. Shattered by the depth of this prodigal start, arrested by the grace tearing these debts apart. I wanna feel the wind across my cheek. I wanna feel your peace crash over me, to just let go and breathe. I wanna feel the sun on my skin. I wanna feel your love take hold of who I am. God, make me a new man. I was tired of running when you sought me out, worn from the chase, the lost now found. I let go of who I am for who you are. So take all of my plans, fill them with your heart. I wanna feel the wind across my I wanna feel your peace crash over me, to just let go and breathe. I wanna feel the sun on my skin. I wanna feel your love take hold of who I am. God make me a new man. I wanna feel the wind across my cheek. I wanna feel your peace crash over me, to just let go and breathe. I wanna feel the sun on my skin. I wanna feel your love take hold of who I am. God make me a new man.
Hello, 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 hello. There it is. I'm gonna grab an agenda.
Has everybody signed in?
How much is your quorum? Half? tally for who's all here?
Jennifer, do you know if we have any members online?
Sorry, just a second.
Yeah,
We have 5 of them.
5 members?
It says viewers.
Okay.
What a comment.
Just have them type their name in the comments.
Okay.
Then we'll just mark online next to their name
Yeah.
on this. Right now.
When I talked to Jaden Todd earlier this morning, he said he might
We have 16 so
he
far.
was gonna go.
While they're checking the numbers, I would share an update on Laura Nelson with everyone. Some of you have been asking.
She comes instead.
We've been sending out some messages concerning her health. And to fill you in, Laura, for a long time, a matter of months or more, has had a tumor that's wrapped around the top of her spinal cord at the base of her brain. Doctors haven't wanted or been able, they've thought to do anything about it because it would affect the, her waking up after the surgery, to be honest, because of how it's wrapped around the spinal cord. In the recent months, it has grown, the tumor itself has grown forward into her frontal lobe. So the doctors have now determined recently that they could go in, and 2 different teams of doctors would do surgery. One team would reroute the capillaries or the nerves. They would move something, what they could, away from the tumor. The second team of surgeons would go in and try to debulk the tumor where it's growing forward. And the report back from Randy, her husband, the first line of it was that he said she made it. Because the first concern was even surviving the surgery. And now the report is it was Friday, the surgery, she is now responsive, and she now has the breathing tube removed. And I don't know for sure how much that means with responsive, but the word was responsive. So she made it. Now we pray for healing, and we pray for all of the nerves to come back and all of that kind of thing, and for this to arrest the growth of the tumor. So Randy and Laura are the owners of Dreamers Equestrian Ranch, if you're new to those names, and they have such a wonderful ministry in this community that way, and they've been attendees in the past at Calvary. Continue to pray for them, and as Randy gives updates, I'll pass those updates on, and we right now just give praise and glory to God Almighty for what He's done so far.
You want to lead the prayer on that?
Let's do that. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we just praise you for the ministry that Randy and Laura have in their life. We praise you for your movement in the removing of the tumor, in the surgeon's skill that you've provided. We praise you that Laura is responsive. We praise you also for how you've healed Randy just in this in the past year after serious surgeries. We put them in your hands and ask for healing and for faithfulness to them. Amen.
All right. So we should probably call the business to order, the meeting to order officially. Does anyone move? Oh, okay. Can you hear me? All right. Does anyone move to approve the minutes from last year? One motion from John. Who seconded it? Oh, Emily seconds. All in favor, say aye. All not in favor, say aye. It carries. All right. And anyone want a motion to accept the agenda or any amendments to the agenda that we have today? Deborah moves. Any second? Sherry seconds. All in favor, say aye. All not in favor, same sign. It carries. All right. Reports. Pastor's report. I'm guessing we're going to skip that one. Elder board. And all these reports are given. They were given out by email, correct? So anyone have any remarks on any of these? Any questions? On specifically the elder board report right now? All right. Trustee board report. Any comments, questions? Yeah, Carl. Should we be giving people the mic? Okay.
Had on like on the parsonage and that, and then wanted to comment too about, with the work on the boiler and that, I believe it was last March and that, where we had to put in a new combustion control to get the heating system up and going again. And then this fall and that too, with the work had, with Volkmans and that, working over here and that, put in a new flow control valve and that also, and a bunch of work involved with that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Welcome.
I didn't know all the details. I know you told me, but I can never remember all the things that happened to that. So thanks for taking care of that.
Welcome.
So yeah, the new combustion control for last spring, and then this fall it was new flow control.
Yes, and that took care of the heating for the sanctuary.
Okay.
And it was a real old one that was in there, and then it just wore out, and then no parts available. And then had to change it over to a modern one and that then.
Okay, yep. Yeah, there's a lot that Carl does for the boiler, and we definitely appreciate that. So that's to be included on what the trustees, specifically the Johnsons, work on the boiler. We help as we can. Any other comments on the trustee report? All right, we'll move on to the hospitality team reports. Any comments or questions? Worship young adult report. Any comments or questions for Deborah? Missions team report. Any questions for Dennis with the missions team? Does everyone know the email that I'm referring to with all the reports that was sent out to the congregation? Did anyone miss that? Just want to make sure. Okay. Christian Ed report / fire up report. So Taylor or Emily? Any questions for Taylor or Emily?
Do we know if we're going to do anything with Fire Up next year? Maybe like the fall, any plans or kind of?
Do we want to do a mic?
As long as we have the volunteers, we're planning to start it up again next year.
And they're talking about fire up. Any other questions for Christian Ed or fire up report? That's Taylor or Emily. All right, we'll move to the financial secretary's report. Any questions for Chris? All right, and then treasurer's report. Yep, we'll have to get Amy.
She's online with me. So if anyone is looking at the treasurer information, thank you. If anyone is looking at the treasurer,
information that came out. Amy is online, and she will be available to answer questions, and when we get to the proposed budget, she might be able to answer some of those as well as other members of the board. So any questions for Amy in terms of the income expense for 2025?
All right. And just checking, Jennifer, how many people have commented online to check in? None, okay. So please, everyone online, comment your name so that we can take you as in attendance. And we'll also ask for your comment on votes. Okay, never mind. We'll set out right away this afternoon. So we'll probably have to wait for the results of all the elections because we do have to have half of the membership vote for something in order to pass it. And we don't even have half attendance yet without the people online. So please, if you're online, comment your name so that we can count you in attendance. And then any voting will be sent to you via email. Chris Good will send you an email to submit your votes that way. Please vote so that we can pass the items that we're looking to pass if you choose to. You can obviously vote no if you feel like you should vote no. All right, so once again, no questions or comments for the treasurer's report. That's Amy Gunnarsson. All right, we will move to the next one. All right, nominating committee, the following candidates were recommended by the nominating committee. So should we put out the vote right now to the people here? So we'll pass those out. How many pens do we have? Should I go grab some?
No. There are pins in the pockets
Oh, yeah.
in front of you, so you can just grab that to cast your vote.
And this is why we need, if we have a quorum with online people, that I'll send that ballot out.
Jennifer, would you mark Verge as being online?
So would that be George and Ken?
Let me text him back.
Who are we supposed to have collected and count those? Does it matter? It's supposed to be 2 members. Stephen, just 2 members that aren't. Yeah, no, Steve. So could Steve and Emily pick those up and count them, please? Because we need to have people count them that aren't up for election. And I believe 2 members have to verify the count.
Deborah Jan is online also.
Yeah, Carl.
When would we vote on proposed changes to, let's see, on the bylaws? Is that on this ballot?
3 months, what are you saying?
Letter D.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
a formal vote, okay. So it'll be 3 months. We would, if we choose to, we could approve it now, and then in 3 months, we could have a formal vote to solidify it, you know, make it permanent. Does that answer your question, Carl? It would be 3 months. We would try the changes. We'd vote today to try the changes. Okay, I'll just let Chris talk about it.
With any kind of a bylaw revision, it has to go before the voting membership, and there must be a 45-day period for voting members to pray about these changes, ask questions, whatever, you know, whatever bubbles up. And then after that 45-day period has elapsed, then we would call a special meeting, and at that special meeting, a formal vote would be taken whether to make those bylaw amendments or to say no to the bylaw amendments. So that's that process. They're being proposed today for consideration for a vote in 45 days.
Oh, no, I appreciate that, Chris. Any other questions, Carl? Okay. All right. So motion to approve members. We can't do that without the vote, correct? So.
And I'll send out an email after all votes.
Yep.
But I'll get the count from the
So we'll update when we have the count done where we're at, but we won't have enough voters without anyone online. And like I said, don't comment your vote or anything. Just wait until you get an email from Chris to do your vote through email. All right. Ratification by membership of General Board's recommendation to approve the 2026 budget. So, yes. Yep, so this might be when Amy might want to speak, but any initial comments about the budget for 2026? Should we get the other mic and put it next to the computer for Amy? I'm guessing she wants to say something.
Yeah, I've got her on FaceTime here.
We really cut everything that we could cut.
What she said was she doesn't have a lot to say, but for those of you who took time to look over the proposed budget, I'm getting some feedback there, proposed budget changes, if you have questions, now would be the time to ask those questions. The general board looked at the budget as a whole, and we cut as much as we possibly could. You can see that there's like almost a 16% overall budget cut. Some of the things that were in the budget, we removed. So if we have something arise, there might be a call for some type of fundraising because it's not a budgeted item for 2026. So if something happens, I don't know, I don't want to predict, but if something would occur that would cause us to expend money on something or need to expend money on something that is not on the budget, then there would be a call for some type of a special offering or something, raising money for whatever that need is.
All right. So any questions yet about the budget that is proposed for 2026? All right. Do we want to move to approve it, or what? what's everyone thinking? I'll just shut it off if no one's. There we go, thank you. All right, does anyone want to move to approve it if there's no further? I'll move to approve. All right, Al moves. Steve seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All not in favor, same sign. All right, it carries. Well, actually, does it carry? It will carry, it'll be approved if we get the votes from online as well to meet the majority. Do we have a majority?
Majority of the members that are available.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then we'd still have to wait for the online. Yep, so it will be approved if we get enough people online to vote for that. Ratification of membership to amend bylaw membership determination of inactive status. All right, so everyone has the agenda there, the bylaw changes proposed. This was kind of John Schwarty's child that he worked on. So if you have any questions or comments for John at this time, please share them. Yeah, any of the bylaw changes. Any questions on that, Carl? Bylaw change 304. 304. Bylaw change 304.
Just wanted, I don't know, to mention, that in the past, we always have been a congregational form of government. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to see where it's just the board. Absolutely, yep. Do you want to talk to that? You can come up here, John, if you want to, or you can share the mic over there. Okay.
So the main switch from congressional to the board is elected by the congregation to run the affairs of the church. In the last few years, we have only had annual meetings. So if we wanted someone to join our membership, they would wait potentially a year just to get on membership to vote. And if we're waiting a year, that's a long time for someone that's interested in the church, wants to be involved in the church affairs, but then we say, well, the next meeting that we have, in the last few years, it's only been once a year. So we're waiting a year now. Instead, when the board meets monthly, the board's elected by the congregation. We trust them to run the affairs of the church. So when we propose the change from congressional to the board, it's just to expedite the membership process. It doesn't remove the congregation from knowing who. So let's just say Chris wants to become a member. We still are going to present it to the congregation and say, you know Chris well, and you're like, well, she's bad news. You can still bring that to the elders. Like we're not dismissing the importance of, we make the recommendation, and you bring it to the elders. If you have a problem with this person that wants membership, then the elders will talk about it. We'll bring it back to the board to make the official recommendation. That's not bypassing congressional, approval. It's literally to speed up the process for people that want to be involved with the church so that we can get them to be members within a month versus, if we operate by quarterly meetings like we're supposed to, it would be 3 months, which isn't as bad, but we haven't been doing that either. So instead of, the delay in getting someone involved in our church, it's to speed it up. Does that make sense, Carl? Correct. Yes, I agree with you. but we haven't in the last few
He
years.
said we should have quarterly meetings, is what Carl said. For the people online.
Okay, hang on, Steve's got a comment and then.
All right, Steve has a comment.
The process of application is still the same. The elders, at least 2 elders, I believe is the way it is, will interview the person. They'll present their testimony, and so we go through the same process as we did before. And then if we recommend it to the board, it becomes a vote by the board. Is that right? So it's the same. I mean, that part is the same. So, yeah. Okay.
All right, and Amy had a comment. Hold on a second.
Hang on.
Passing the mic around.
I'll try to talk really loud. Does that help? Can you hear me? I just. Does that help? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, okay. I just want to comment, I think as a church, and this is my personal opinion, I'll just put that as a starter. As a church, I think we're at a crossroads. Like, if we want to be a congregation-led church, then we need at least half of our congregation to show up at an annual meeting.
Did everyone hear her comment? Okay.
Anyone not hear her comment?
And then we also
Steve didn't hear it.
need volunteers. We've been struggling to get volunteers for lots of areas of ministry. We cut fire up this past year because we didn't have enough volunteers. We're at a crossroads. Like, are we going to step up and do what we need to do to keep our church going? Or are we going to rely on the board to do the work and to make the decisions? Because that happens by default when you don't have the volunteer base to get things done. And then you have, we're at a huge deficit on our spending and our giving. And it wasn't an overspend on our budget. It was a lack of giving. So that comes to a crossroads. Like, if we're members of this church and we're a congregation-led church, then it's time for all the members of the church to step up and take on those responsibilities. Or by default, it's going to go to the people that are willing to do it and are willing to make the decisions.
All right. Thank you for that, Amy. Now, did anyone not hear Amy? Steve?
Okay, I'll try to summarize what she said. It was very well said. She basically said that with congregational led, then we need to have, we're seeing evidence today that we couldn't achieve the 50% in person for making decisions. So then it falls upon, because of this trend, it falls upon the board then to step in and make decisions because we can't bring membership to a quorum to make decisions. And then she also reflected upon the budget where we're $42,000 in a deficit, but it wasn't because we overspent the budget, because we didn't. It was like 90-ish% of the 2025 budget that was spent. It's the lack of funds coming in that is causing that deficit. So, and she said it very well, where this church is kind of at a crossroads in terms of that.
Is that clear, Steve? Okay. All right. Okay, Lauren has a comment.
I've been on both sides of being on the board and not on the board at different times through my years, and I know that we were having very few people. We've tried right after the business meeting, right after the church service to have the business meeting. We've tried a potluck so that we're eating first and then having the business meeting. We were trying all of those. They weren't getting us the numbers that we needed to do any business. We could do reports, but we couldn't act on business, like we've said. So what we've implemented, just to mention this as an attempt to try to pull people in and keep them involved, is emails and texts and groups and those kinds of things to reach out to people online so that they do know what's happening and what's going on. So I hope that's helping engage some people too, but it doesn't change what was just said by Amy and the concern of Carl's. It doesn't change that. I just wanted to mention we're trying to reach out in those methods too, so communicate with the board that way about how you'd like to know about the business that's going on.
I think it's important to note too that, I don't think anybody is in favor of moving away from a congregational form of government. It is in the area of membership that the suggestion is just that the elders and the board be the ones that we've elected, and we trust them to vet people properly before recommending them for membership. So, I just want to make it clear too, like, no one's saying let's not be congregational anymore.
So Deborah commented that she feels it's not putting down the congressional force or anything. It's with the intent to expedite the process of approval for membership, not necessarily undermine the Congress's or congregation's wants or needs. Any other comments? Maybe Carl, do you want to propose an amendment to Law 304, or should we just vote, and if you don't like it? Right. Well, we'll still vote today, won't we? Or no? Okay.
No, that will come down the road. This is just what we're doing.
This is just
Presenting it.
a proposal,
Yes, it's proposed.
so we don't have to vote on it today.
Today.
Okay.
There will be a vote that will come.
So there will be a vote after the 45-day period. Ray has a comment.
I've been an elder for a couple years, several years. And I just want to, and we've talked about this in the elders board about membership. And I want to remind the church, the congregation, that going through the interview with the elders and the elders talking to the board about the members, and when it goes to the congregation, never have they refused a member in the history of their church. So think about that. You know, we elders do their due diligence and present it to make a recommendation board, and it comes to the congregation. Is that necessary? We haven't refused a member that I know of, period.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, Taylor has a comment.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from the conversation about bylaws, but I just really want to echo what Amy was saying about budget and volunteers, especially in my area of ministry. I can't function without volunteers, and it's a very high need. If you look around our church, we have so many beautiful, wonderful young kids. When I came here 6 to 7 years ago, there were hardly any kids. This is the time to be building up our children's program, and we cut our budget significantly. If you take a look at the budget proposed for 2026. So I guess I'm just asking for your prayers. There's training next week if you feel like you're led to volunteer and be a part of that in whatever way.
And when is training?
Training's after church next Sunday.
Next Sunday, okay. Do they have to contact you beforehand?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So contact Taylor or not if you want to volunteer for children's ministry. That's next Sunday after church. training for that. All right. All right, we have another comment.
I don't know, just like to say that the rough time that we went through years ago with when Tim Pearson was here, you know, as a pastor, and he was trying to implement, you know, the elder-run church, and then we had the church split.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just cementing more for the elders to control.
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of you're kind of saying like a lack of checks and balances.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that, yeah, we don't have the volunteers and we don't have the people out today and everything to, you know, to stand up and attend the meetings. It's unfortunate.
Right.
But I just, I guess I don't want to see, you know, the leadership the way it's kind of going and that, you know.
Right. You don't want it to be top heavy.
Right.
You want it to be from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. John has a comment here.
Carl, we're not trying to do that. It's literally just for the membership application piece. We have no intentions of switching everything to be elder-led. Zero. It's just, if we have people, again, we're struggling to get quorum here. So if we can never get a quorum at our annual meeting, we're not going to get them at the quarterly meetings. This is the most important meeting of the year, and we have to rely on people online. That's just not the way this should be. This should be the largest attended meeting, and we just don't have that. So if we can never get quorum, new members can never get voted in. You know, so we're trying to grow our church, get people involved in the way the bylaws are. They have to be members before they can serve in most capacities. So if they can't become a member because we can never get here and get a quorum, we can't accomplish anything. And correct, yeah. Because I know there's people that want to step down in different positions, but no one's willing to serve. So they re-up because they love our church and they want to do right by it, but if we can't get new people in the door to commit to our church, then we can't move forward. It's the only thing with membership. That's all we're trying to change, is so that we can continue moving forward with new faces and new positions, bring new ideas to bring people together.
Yeah, any more comments? Anything that you think about that, Carl? Any other questions? Because there's no vote today on this, but yeah, it's good that people are getting their thoughts out. We will have a vote in the future after 45 days of trying what is proposed. All right, I don't think there's anything else to add, but no other comments even beyond those initial bylaws, like adopting the EFCA stance of the glorious return of Christ. No questions or comments about that either. I mean, Carl, would you like to comment on quarterly meetings? Because you're saying that it's feels like the checks and balances are going off. So that would be kind of your alternative. Is that what you're proposing? Is going back to quarterly meetings? Do you want to use that mic, please?
Bad people won't commit, to coming out to the meetings so that we could vote at annual or any of the quarters.
Or any of the quarterlies, yeah.
It's just unfortunate.
Just encourage people to come and be involved that are members. Yeah. Yep, I think that's kind of what everyone's echoing, is more participation. So people that are members being at meetings like this, people that are in the church, and a lot of times you don't have to be a member to volunteer, right, Taylor? Right, so you don't even have to be a member to do volunteering things, certain things in the church, not all of them. there is a point where membership is required, and we fully encourage anyone that's interested in membership, please apply, because we would, like to have you, I assume, whoever you are. All right. Steve, hold on a sec. You want a mic?
Oh,
there we go.
maybe I missed this, but when we vote in 45 days on these changes, how do we do that? I mean, can there be special meeting? Will they be able to vote online? Or yeah, I know. There's there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only question.
That's a good comment. So remember, on these bylaws, after the 45-day period, we'll call a special meeting in person, and we may or may not have online access, but we encourage people to be here in person for that special meeting that are members, so that we can reach a majority or quorum for the vote.
It looks like we're going to have online. I mean,
Yeah.
there's people that just can't come, and we're so close. So I don't know, would there be a way to make that work better? Or, I mean, is it okay the way it is? I mean,
To ensure that it would be online?
Yeah.
Who makes that call?
Yeah, it's gonna be, it will, the drawback, the one drawback to doing things online, especially with YouTube, with the streaming service, is the only way we can get interaction from people is by them using the comment portion or making arrangements with someone who's gonna physically be here and be texting back and forth. I don't know if we can run Zoom through that system or not. I'm not sure with offering Zoom as an option, but I'm not gonna box us in, because technology can offer a lot of venues for us.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that answers your question, whether we can guarantee online access, but I'm sure we will make an attempt. But once again, please, if you're able, or if you need help, ask to be here for that special meeting in the future. If we want to approve any of these proposed bylaw changes. All right. Not much left on the agenda. Any other comments? Or hello? Oh, it's back. All right. Anything else? It's on. All right. All right. Does anyone want to make a motion to close? Sherry moves. Dennis seconds. All in favor, say aye. All not in favor, same sign. Oh, wait. There is. Okay, so far the votes are unanimously passed, but we won't have majority without anyone voting online. Mentioning that, are there any comments that we need to say, Jennifer? Are there any comments on the live? There are no comments. Okay. Did anyone check in on live stream? Okay. So if everyone that's on the live stream puts their vote in, we can have a majority and we can pass all the people that were recommended to take positions or on the, yeah. All right. So one last time, all in favor of closing, say aye. All not in favor, same sign. All right. That closes it.